begin. Hey, look, it's me. Hey, it's
look,
me.
It's you.
And us? What is?
Am I there?
What is this?
Oh, I hope I'm there.
Who's in charge?
I'm not there.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Hi. Hi. We're back. The headliners.
Yeah.
At the turn of the tide, we have arrived to give you guys all of the fun, fantastical headlines that you normally wouldn't get because fucking corporate media is a bunch of sacks of lying bastards who will literally look the other way during a Nazi salute. Good morning, good afternoon, what up? I'm Mikey Famine, joined here with Tim Bristol, the land of the free and the home of the cheese. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we're here until Trump shuts us down.
I think that's where we're at now, right? Because everyone who's like doing this whole like bend the knee shit, I don't know if that's our look.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I'm not about it. I'm definitely not about bending the knee to Trump. Although he said either in his inaugural address or sometime afterwards that he would not allow for government censorship. So
right.
When he shuts us down, he's more of a hypocrite than he previously was.
And then we'll have the moral high ground.
Yes, we'll have the moral high ground from our prisons in the middle of nowhere.
No, see, he violated my rights. You see, so
he said he would allow for this.
I win. I just won.
Government censorship. He said he would get rid of it.
But hi, everybody. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Tim, we have to go to Seattle first.
Seattle. What's happening in Seattle?
Let us look in. God damn it.
And Preston, the trend we're seeing is the worst of the backup for the evening commute is really between 4:30 and 6, especially here on Mercer. Right now we're approaching 9th. I'll show you what we're looking at. We are approaching 9th.
That looks great. That's how you get home, you know?
That looks like New York City.
New York City.
And then Westlake, much calmer, I've got to tell you.
Do that old like Pace Picante commercial. I should totally go find that. I should go find
New York City.
New York City. Or Grey Poupon. Dude, there used to be some commercials back in the Mentos. We should have.
Oh my god.
We need all of that on the soundboard. All of that on the
Mentos does it fresh.
Mentos fresh and full of life. Boo doo doo. The Fresh Maker.
Than traffic just an hour and a half ago, but people we've talked to today are.
Do we have anybody watching in? Do we have anybody watching in Seattle? Maybe. Hi, Seattle.
In the Seattle metro area.
No. Well, Wayne's in British Columbia, so same thing.
Whether they're driving, scooting, or taking public transit. Commuters tell Come On News they're trying to make the best out of the rush hour backup now that Amazon workers are coming into the office full time.
Have you noticed more traffic the last few weeks? Definitely busier, like in the train. It's always packed in the morning, like even at.
One Amazon employee skips driving altogether.
Yo, Seattle, what's up with your roads?
Well, Amazon is forcing everybody back into the office.
Yeah, but like, why are their roads all like cracked and broken?
Because they get snow.
I get snow. My roads don't look like that. There's snow on the ground right now.
Bro, you don't have no people.
Yo, I got people.
Ain't nobody live in Connecticut, bro. Y'all don't have enough space.
I'm between New York and Boston. Plenty of people live here.
Plenty of people drive through there. How are you going to be East Coast and fly over country at the same time?
Listen, we got plenty of airports. We got plenty of airports.
So they're not technically flying over, they're landing on.
We got JFK.
That's not that's not even your state.
Logan.
Islip. You have to claim a Long Island shit.
Deal with this at rush hour at like 9 a.m. I don't really agree with the whole policy.
The electric scooter company Lime also reports a boost of more than double its Seattle area ridership in recent weeks. The nonprofit commute.
Yo, y'all got grown ass adults riding scooters.
I mean, it is Seattle. They're all.
I know they're hippies.
They're all West Coast.
I'm just saying, y'all got people like, got to get to this board meeting. I hope there's some scooters charged up over here for me. Like, come on, bro.
Seattle says less than 25% of people commuting to downtown are driving. But the organization is in talks with Amazon and other employers to come up with ways to make the commute easier for everyone.
We want
Public transportation.
They can't live in the city, Tim.
Public transportation, better trains. So that's the answer.
Put them on trains, you say?
Put them in the trains.
Well, just so you guys know, the Google CEO was sitting on the inauguration stage.
Yeah, they all were.
And now 1 hour ago, he's forced everybody back into the office, and it's causing traffic jams. So there you go. Good job. Congratulations, you played yourself. Speaking of playing yourself, I bet you didn't hear about this overnight.
Been reached between Prince Harry and the UK tabloids owned by Rupert Murdoch, and the agreement came with a rare apology after a years-long court battle. CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Taib is live from London with the details. So, Imtiaz, for our American cousins who may be wondering...
He's like brown George Clooney. He's so handsome.
What this was all about, describe what Prince Harry accused the tabloids of doing, and what was that settlement?
Yeah, hey, Vlad, good to be with you. Well, this, of course, has been a very long-running settlement. And
Are you familiar with this? Did you know that Prince Harry was suing the tabloids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I heard about this morning.
Damn it.
Getting ready for what was going to be a 7 to 10 week court battle between Prince Harry and Prince Rupert's group of newspapers. But instead, we got two explosive statements. The first one from the Murdoch-owned company, which offered Harry a, quote, full and unequivocal apology for hacking his cell phone and intruding into his personal life for articles that this newspaper group published between 1996 and 2011, acknowledging, quote, unlawful conduct by private investigators belonging to that paper.
Oh, pause this. This was a whole season of the newsroom. This Murdoch scandal was a whole season of the newsroom. Ah, man, that's why it sounded so familiar.
I had no idea what the newsroom is. What are you talking about?
So the newsroom was a show on HBO about a made-up news organization where they're like trying to do better news or whatever. It was Aaron Sorkin wrote it. And there was a season about it where it was like the tabloid, the company that owned the news company also owned a tabloid, and apparently the tabloid was spying on everyone else who worked for the company to see if they can get news. They're trying to figure out where leaks were coming from, and apparently it was the tabloid was illegally spying on everyone.
Right.
So they must have based it on this Murdoch thing.
Ripped from the headlines, Tim. Ripped
from the headlines.
Ripeted.
Paper group. Now, there was also an apology for past intrusions into Harry's mother, Princess Diana's private life as well. Now, this is the first time, as we've been saying, that Murdoch...
I'm not on drugs, but the cat is in my office and I'm allergic to him. That's why my nose is running.
Newspaper group has admitted wrongdoing involving any of his papers in a legal ordeal that again has lasted for decades and has cost Murdoch's newspaper group over $1 billion in payout. Now, in that statement from Prince Harry, he called the settlement a monumental victory, saying that the papers had finally been held account for, quote, the blatant disregard for the law. Now, in terms of the settlement, we're hearing that the dollar figure is in its 8 figures. Flat.
Damn. Wow.
Damn,
What kind of precedent do you...
So, for those that don't know, the tabloids, a.k.a. The Sun over there in the UK, found a way to clone SIM cards and or brute force guess the passwords. Because you remember, like, this is kind of a boomer thing. So if some of you younger sprouts may not remember this. But to get to your voicemail, you used to have to call your own number, and then and then you would punch in like 9 or something like that, and then you would put in a 4-digit code, and then that's how you would access your voicemails. And then you would like, first message. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yeah, dog. We're trying to get some Halo going on. Just call me back later. End of message. To delete this message, press 4. To save this message, press 5. Like, that was the whole procedure every fucking time. It was very, I don't know. It was what it was. We didn't have nothing else. All right? We did our best. All right?
Those were the days.
Yeah. But what they figured out is a lot of people, like a lot of these celebrities, they change their phone numbers all the time. They change their phones all the time. the password would be on the default password. So if they got a brand new number, before they could even change the password, these guys would go in there and listen to all the messages and then write stories about what's going on in the messages. So this is like furiously dividing a family up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're like this big celebrity family and your fucking business keeps getting out and you're like, dude, why did you tell the press that Tim has a basement full of Swiss cheese Legos? Like, why did you tell the press that? And then I'm over here like, I fucking didn't, bro. Like, you told me about it, but I didn't say anything. Well, how the fuck would they know? It was only us two that had, you know what I'm saying? So like, you can't trust people when like your information is getting out and there's no way for it to have got, these motherfuckers were hacking their shit. So, not to mention the violations of privacy, but just like hacking people's tech in its early stages, that's espionage, dog. That is spying, cuz like you're a fucking criminal. I hope they get all the money.
Yeah,
they deserve it.
Man, Rupert Murdoch's company's been paying out a lot of money lately.
No, not that much. Just it's only been like $4 billion total.
Yeah, it's only been a lot. He's had to pay out a lot of money. And fire Tucker Carlson, you know.
Tucker Carlson.
Am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you.
Oh, and just for reference, I'm just going to have this running with no sound for a little bit. Like, it's not a lot of times I get to do this, but let me, fucking told y'all. Told y'all, man.
We're back, baby.
I fucking told y'all. I told you. We told you. They're Nazis.
Oh, man.
We told you.
And Trump just let a bunch of them out of prison.
God, we tried to tell you.
Yo, that dude even let out the leaders. He let out the leaders of the Oath Keepers and the fucking Proud Boys.
Not the eye patch guy and the fucking Proud Boy guy. That stand back and stand by makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Told y'all we weren't crazy. We weren't being these hyper reactionaries. That's not what happened. We were right. We were completely justified in our previous assertion of the facts. And guess what? We're right now too. So listen this time. It wouldn't break your back to listen. Like you're like, oh my god, how did these people vote for Trump? Dude, look at white people. Look at them.
That's pretty.
Bro,
it's pretty predictable.
How did Trump get votes?
Mikey.
Like, what are we talking about?
17 years ago, we elected a black man as president. Racism should be over by now.
Look. Why he grabbed a black dude? Why y'all grabbing brother man? Oh, wait. Did he have a weapon? Hold on. There's like so much bad shit going on in the audio. Here, I'll give you a taste. But see, this is what happens when the Klan wants to have their march. And they do this every year in multiple states for all of my Euro fans and friends out there. Like, they do this every year. There's usually not like so much counter protest.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers was sick of it this year. But they do this all the time.
These fucking guys, they're the worst. They're the worst people.
And look at the cops. See? And the cops, black and white cops, have to protect them. Because they are American citizens. They have, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but disgustingly, a right to do this.
I would ask for their permits.
It is well within their First Amendment right to do this. Cool. But when we do anything, now we should get the F-22 Raptor in on those protesters. It's like, bro, they get a fucking armed escort. And then as soon as anybody else want to have a protest, they were freaking out about the protest down in D.C. when it was cold as hell. Y'all better than me. Better than me. I couldn't do it. But it's like, how did Trump win? Because we've been fighting back these assholes for the last 8 years, and then Biden screwed the pooch. That's how.
Yeah. They unfortunately these guys had the upper hand on the media. Like your Joe Rogans and your I don't even Ben Shapiro and all those fucking guys. Like all the right-wing grifters who got super popular in the last like 8 years.
Yeah. And this is the same rally set over in South Carolina where there was good people on both sides.
Oh yes. Good people on both sides.
Well, they're just tearing down monuments, they can't just be they can't tear them down.
Billy asked in the chat, when did this start? Tons of mice said 1776.
It started in the beginning.
Chicken bleep mother froggers.
Yeah.
Good one, Tons. Good one.
Yeah, points for Tons. But this is, I mean, come on, guys. This is Charlottesville.
Oh, 7 years ago, yeah. I wonder what happened 7 years ago.
I mean, I think this is the counter protest. Oh my God.
Oh, that was the
Yeah, he's in the Charger and he pinned her in between the car. Yeah. And you know what? They had that thing, I think they had it in St. Louis. They tried to pass it in St. Louis where if you're a driver and you feel threatened by protesters, you're allowed to like careen into them at full speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more stand your ground nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to sit there and be inconvenienced. Because it's a protest, and that was the point of it, was to inconvenience you. So guess what? You fell for my trap card. You activated my trap card.
I mean, be prepared for the Klan and these fucking Confederates, and all that nonsense to just have free reign on shit.
Because this is the same. This is like literally the same groups, dude. Like this is here. Let's see. They got any of them assholes marching?
And like we were talking about before, they released all the leaders of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and whatnot.
David Duke.
There's everyone's favorite racist, David Duke,
who Trump simultaneously loves and has never heard of.
I don't know who he is, but he's a big supporter of mine.
Yeah, these are the same. Like these are the dudes. We tried to tell you Black Lives Matter was an important moment. It was a referendum on, are we going to do something about a crooked police system that's unjust towards black people? And they said, what black people?
Yeah. And this kind of stuff always brings me back to John Oliver episode about this stuff. And one of the last clips he played was a lady saying that, they're lucky we're not out for revenge.
Yeah.
Because we'll fucking burn it to the ground.
Look at this dude.
What's with the dude in the white suit?
I know, right? Where's his riot shield? Yeah, but look at see this little patch with the fucking weird ass American flag / Confederate flag? Like these dudes have like weird, like revisionist history kind of like religious beliefs about this country.
It's so fucking A Handmaid's Tale at this point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of religious value wrapped up in American government.
What is that?
And like the idea of America, like the city on the hill and all that shit.
Yo, he got a Blue Lives Matter joint on there, the thin blue line joint. How are you pro police and revolution? You kind of.
So, in taking from today, the stuff that was some senators were asked about Trump's pardons of like all the January 6th rioters.
Oh yeah.
And some of the senators were like, oh, I'm for it, whatever. There was a senator from I think South Carolina, or one of those states who said, well, I'm currently in the process of trying to get 2 pro-police bills out, so I don't support them injuring police officers and being violent because that's what they did. And it's just like, I'm certainly not in favor of the pardons because I'm for police. You can't be for the protesters and for police at the same time, or not protesters, insurrectionists.
Here you go.
You can't be pro-insurrectionist.
100% I'm for pardon every one of them. They've been there long enough. Most of them hadn't been charged with anything. They've been moved once a month.
Yo.
But we're talking about people that were
Tommy Tupperville from Alabama.
beating officers with fire hydrants, with metal batons. Is that acceptable to you?
No.
He didn't see that.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What? Fire
Not
hydrant?
what I saw.
Hydrant?
What's that?
They were throwing hydrants. I don't know. I didn't see that.
Most people
No,
were
that's
partying.
not acceptable. But
Maybe as like a team they were doing that.
It's on
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. You'll have to show me that. I didn't see that.
You don't believe that they actually beat
I don't know whether I don't believe it because I didn't see it. Now, if I see it, I would believe it, but I didn't.
Do you want me to YouTube it for you, guy? We got these cell phones. Like I could. Just here. Take a look.
There was a segment on the Daily Show, and we probably can't play it because it was the Daily Show, where Jordan Klepper was like, "How do you feel about them releasing the January 6th people to like people who went to the Trump inauguration in D.C.?" And they're like, "Oh, we're fine with it." And he's like, "Okay, well." Then he showed him pictures. What about this guy who was waving a gun around? Like, what about this guy who was injuring police officers? And most of them were like, "Ooh, that's kind of bad." And one guy was like, "I ain't never seen that before." And I think it changed my mind about that sort of stuff. Like, and Jordan Klepper asked him, he's like, "What kind of media do you watch?" He's like, "Well, all right-wing media." So I've never seen that stuff before. And right. he was actually honest about like he was in a bubble and he didn't know that was going on. And like as scary as this time might be for people in media and stuff like that, that's kind of our job now. Like, we had it good for a while, but now we got, like, tougher work to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you haven't already. This fucking guy right here, Tupperville,
I hate this guy.
He's just an ass kisser.
Yeah. Do I have an ass? No, I don't have an ass kisser.
I didn't see that video.
What I'm trying to do is figure out there are some commutations.
North Carolina.
To me, I just can't agree. I'm about to file 2 bills that will increase the penalties up to and including the death penalty for the murder of a police officer and increasing the penalties.
Easy, Judge Dredd. God damn. What the fuck? You don't do that for school shooters, so why don't you calm down, all right?
Creating federal crimes for assaulting a police officer, that should give you everything you need to know about my positions. It was surprising to me that it was a blanket pardon. Now I'm going through the details.
I do not support the pardons if they were given,
Oh, so those 2 are getting primaried, right? Should we write that down somewhere?
Man, Trump's been trying to primary Susan Collins for quite some time. She does not like him at all.
And Tillis is out of here, right?
But Maine loves the shit out of her, so I don't know how you're ever going to get her out of there. There aren't enough people in Maine to primary her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's got a small state. She's like, nah, dog, I'm in here now.
Were given to people who committed violent crimes, including assaulting police officers or breaking windows to get into the Capitol or other violent acts. Pepper spray, for example.
As I said, it's
as a blanket.
Pepper spray. Them motherfuckers were using bear spray, cuz.
And like The crazy part is like those people came to the Capitol to get them, to find any senator or House member they could and do whatever to them.
No, it was about to be hostages, dog.
Yeah,
They were about to have a hostage situation.
They're like, oh, it's fine if they got pardoned. They were only threatening my life, whatever.
If I just squeaked out, like if I just did the Indiana Jones under the temple door to get out of that bitch, and y'all are talking about, hey, we're gonna give the big ball one more shot at you, okay? Hell no! I already escaped the temple. No.
Y'all were hiding in the seats, running in the halls when the insurrectionists were at the doors behind the fucking Capitol Police who were barricading the doors.
Yo.
And you're all like, nah, it's fine. It's cool.
You saw
water under the bridge.
You saw Mitch McConnell turn his speed from 1.5 to 2. That boy was pacing. I ain't never seen him move that fast in my whole life. He was heart pressure up, fucking tripping. Wasn't great.
As I said, it's the president's prerogative.
Are you comfortable with that, though? Does that send the right message from your party?
That's not the question. The question is who has the authority, and the president has the authority. I think a lot of those.
I was just following orders, Tim.
Yeah, they're just following orders.
See, y'all was like, I don't know how the Nazis turned into a thing. Just saying, dog.
A lot of those who broke the law have paid. It's been 4 years. Look, I was here on January 6th. This is not hypothetical to me. I didn't see officers getting hurt, but it's...
You've seen the pictures and the video.
I have.
Wow.
I have. And I also...
This fucking guy.
So unless she said that, he wasn't even going to bring up the fact that there was photographs and video of the whole fucking thing. It was live streamed to the country, dog. What are you talking about?
We were all there.
We watched it live.
But it's...
You've seen the pictures and the video.
I have. And I know this was not a... I resent people who call January 6th like a sort of a rowdy tour group. But I also resent people who call it an insurrection. It wasn't an insurrection. There were a few really
it was
bad,
100%
bad
insurrection.
What is his definition of insurrection, I wonder? I would like to know,
I don't
please.
know. When they were doing the January 6th committee, someone was like defining insurrection. He's like, that's not what happened. And it's like, okay, but they tried to do what you're talking about. It just didn't happen successfully.
Right, they couldn't get in.
It was a lazy insurrection, but it was still an insurrection.
A failed coup is a coup nonetheless.
Actors and a whole bunch of patriots that got sucked in. It is time to put it all behind us.
Yeah, because Kirby was out there just like...
See, and that's the thing that I keep hearing. That's the thing I keep hearing from Republican politicians. Oh, it's time to turn the page, put it behind us. It's over now. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Why are you talking about it still?
Why are you obsessed with us, you freak?
Because your party tried to overthrow the government, and now you're like, well, that didn't happen. We're not talking about that anymore. It was 4 years ago. It's not happened. It didn't happen.
So my thing is like, y'all couldn't get one coalition amongst the Republican Party to push this motherfucker back up off of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have all the, like, everyone's paid for? There's none not paid for? Or all of y'all are just scared to be primaried? Like, for real?
The ones that were, the ones that did see and decided to say something, they're not in the party anymore. They got the boot. Your Liz Cheneys and your Kissingers, they're gone.
But when there's 3 or 4 that are, 3 or 4 nails sticking up, they're right over there. But if the whole, half of the fucking party does something, y'all couldn't do nothing to fight back?
They didn't want to.
They didn't want to. They could have. They could have, but they didn't.
They, they're making all the Keith Olbermann prophecies very true, and it gets scarier by the day.
As I've said before, we're looking forward to the next 4 years, not the last 4.
Kiss ass. See, that's what they're all saying. Oh, it's not about the last 8 years. It's about, the next 4 years.
Of this.
Yeah, of Nazi rule. Fascism.
There you go.
There we go.
These well-bred individuals.
Yeah. Just fascism and dystopia. That's the next 4 years.
But no, he said it was good people on both sides.
Good people on both sides. Notice how all the people from Trump's first term in office, none of those people are around.
No.
None of them.
Most of them are hiding.
Or in prison. Or going to be in prison.
Not anymore. And also, obviously, your boy, Elon Muskie, did his little hit the Sig Heil on the inauguration stage. Like, dude, autism? Really? They're trying to blame autism? They're saying that he's just autistic and he got excited.
No, he's on fucking ketamine and he got excited.
He forgot y'all were in the room. He was completely in his like fantasy world and totally forgot that you guys were in a room with him. He was having a complete daydream on a ketamine high. And he was just like in that perfect moment, and everybody was a Nazi, and then like Hitler just like slapped him on the back and he's like, give him the salute, and he's like, I'm gonna do it. And then like it was like slow motion, and there was just like one beam of spotlight on him, and he did it. And then he opened his eyes, and then all of y'all were there, and he's like, shit.
The dude is on the power trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You remember like those rallies he did with Trump, and he was just like way too excited, so he just started going, whoa.
Hold on, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is on the power trip of a lifetime. He's co-president and he's super jacked about it.
Yeah.
And he let the mask slip just a little bit. Well, a lot of it.
Like and for me, I thought it was more troubling than anything. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, the New York Times, any news source you can think of didn't report on it.
No.
Not until almost 7 in the after end of business day the following day.
Yeah.
So they just let it slide for 36 hours.
I think the first time I saw it was a clip from The Daily Show.
Right. So The Daily Show, Democracy Now!, and every other country's fucking reporting talked about it, and then like the American people just slept through the night into the morning, went off to work that day, and they probably had no idea because no one watches the fucking speeches.
No.
It was like, I think every time I clicked on it, it was like under 20,000 people watching it.
Yeah.
No one was watching that shit. But luckily we recorded it. And shout out to NBC for switching cameras to try to hide it. They just magically went to a crowd shot as soon as his arm started to go up, and then flipped it back after he had done the one to the rear of the auditorium.
That's special.
Ugh. Using the Schickel-Gruber technique. Hate that guy. Oh, have you seen this, Tim?
I have not.
Enjoy.
To everyone defending Elon and what he did, I want you to do it. Do it. Post yourself on here doing it. Do it when you guys greet each other in public. Come on, have it be your thing. Own the libs, right? Prove to us that it wasn't what we thought it was. Do it. To everyone defending Elon and what he did, I want you to do it.
I've seen something like that. I've seen a post on like Facebook where it's like, if you don't think what Elon did was a bad thing, go do it at work, see what happens.
Just when you're, standing out there in the carpool line waiting for the kids to come out of school, just stick your arm out the window.
My favorite one is, I think I saw on Instagram where it was comparing what Elon did to a scene from American History X.
Oh, yeah.
Where the dude did the exact same motion, and it's like, oh, yeah. That's in context.
Dude, maybe he watched that movie and just like he didn't understand the point of The Princess Bride, he didn't understand American History X. He didn't understand that Edward Norton was reformed.
I think most right-wingers actually don't understand American History X. I think they think it's just a movie about Nazis and not about like a guy reforming himself from being a Nazi.
When a Nazi is protected by the blacks and he's forced to face facts. I don't know. I didn't mean for that to rhyme and I couldn't avoid it. Face the pictures, the coffee. He has to smell the coffee.
I don't think they understand subtext.
No.
I think that they don't understand how writing and subtext works. Because Ben Shapiro didn't seem to understand the point of the Barbie movie.
Well, that woke mind virus.
But
pill.
I guess it works both ways with American History X. So I think it's their problem, not a problem of movies.
Well, if the movies were more explicit and less suggestive, then maybe they wouldn't, root for the bad guys sometimes.
Yeah, no, all writers who use subtext are cowards. I get it, but
like look at Black Panther. Yo, motherfuckers was conflicted in that theater. Like, yo, Michael B. Jordan is kind of right. Like, I mean, arming for the liberation. I mean, come on, man. Like, that sounds fair.
I like how in the Marvel universe, the movies where it like mildly confronts the whole superhero thing, and like especially with like Black Panther and was it Civil War? Like, oh yeah, superheroes do cause a lot of collateral damage.
Yeah, there's the consequences.
Maybe we should stop that. And it's like, no, we're just gonna forget about it. Whatever.
Anyways, Thanos is coming.
Yeah. You haven't seen collateral damage until you've seen Thanos.
Right. I am the king. I am inevitable collateral damage.
But then the right wingers are all like, Thanos he's an eco-terrorist. And he represents the people who are like for the greater good, and like that's not.
Yeah, he's a hippie.
Thanos, yeah, that's not what. He's not a lefty.
There we go. Oops, I unplugged my thing. He's woke.
Oh yeah, Thanos is woke.
Clearly.
And only Captain America.
He's like, oh, we gotta make sure there's enough resources for people. Wokey. Wokey. He loves everyone. That's why he does that stuff.
Thanos was not utilitarian. That's not what he was.
Speaking of utilities.
What's on my arm there? Maybe I'll smell it. Nah, I can't do it. I'm on camera.
He's looking right at me.
Oh. There we go. Oh. Fuck yeah, this cocaine is so good.
Oh, yeah. I can feel that in my fucking gums.
I can do everything.
I am Donald Trump.
God, J.D. Vance is such a fucking nerd.
He looks like Jimmy Neutron, but Mormon.
Whenever we bring up J.D. Vance on Unboxed, you gotta fucking put that picture up there. That's his picture from now on.
Fair enough. Bro is in another country right now.
He's like, I have no idea where I am.
Wait, is that in the feed? Let's see if we can find. I'm gonna try and find it in the feed.
Oh my god, yo, that one day you're gonna find out that Donald Trump Jr. has disappeared somewhere, and no one's ever gonna see him again because he went on such a fucking coke bender.
He's just gonna be in the wind. So what was that? The inauguration?
Yeah, that was the inauguration. Where Trump said just the best things.
I want the whole feed though. I don't want to hear him talking. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to re-traumatize myself. And not trauma because like I'm some like, oh, I'm so like broken from this. It's like, dude, you guys have no idea how stupid you are. And like, it is so frustrating to see this many people this stupid. And it's going to take us so long to unfuck ourselves because of y'all. Like that's the annoying. It's the annoyance in like how uphill you just made this whole thing. Because you're not going to be able to do what you want to do. And we're going to have to just like drag this out even longer. And it's just like, dude, we could have just not did that.
You know what's crazy? You're talking about like how right we were. So way back in the before times of like 2014, 2013.
Dude, I found it. Holy shit.
You found it? He's getting, oh my God. He's going for it. He's like, fuck yeah. Oh, wait. Rewind that again. There's a child behind JD Vance that he's talking to. Or a person sitting down. That's what's going on. There's like a blonde wig behind JD Vance.
Inaugural ceremony. Congratulating the leader.
Move, big head. Damn. Big watermelon head ass motherfucker. Get that ass out the way.
I don't know why you can have a head so big that's so empty.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the vice.
Yo, this is 100% why I would never want to be in the military band. Bro, you have to play that shit for like 30 minutes, bro. Your lips just go numb at some point. Not because the music's challenging or difficult, just because you the stamina. And it's so fucking boring. For fucking 28 minutes? Dude, nah, it sucks. Sorry, guys. Sorry y'all had to do that. Oof. Oof. So, if he's not doing drugs, he's sniffing kids' hair.
Yeah, he's sniffing some hair that he really liked.
And they said Biden was a creeper for it.
But if I didn't see like a little bit of hair coming out of the back of JD Vance over there, I would have been total in agreement. He was trying to hide for the camera, doing a line off, I guess, his shirt sleeve, and just being really psyched about it. But no, he was talking to someone. Unless he's talking to someone imaginary.
Unless now we're high. And we can see them too.
Whoa, you can see him too?
Holy shit. Like that old Chappelle skit is like, I'm high on PCP. I'm surprised y'all are following me.
So back to what I was saying. Back in the year 2014, 2013, a study came out from Northwestern University by an economist and a political scientist about, is America an oligarchy? And they said probably yes. And I think if they reviewed the data today, they would be like, absolutely, America is an oligarchy, and there's no going back. Yeah, like without question. But
do not pass go.
We knew this shit was going to happen 12 years ago.
Yes.
12 years ago, we knew this shit was going to happen. And now the world's richest people gathered in a room to inaugurate President Billionaire again, and I think Elon Musk is going to be in charge of government.
I think we can take it back a little further than that. Why do we only have the fucking 3 car companies now?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like the oligarchs have already started. Like there's no, like for us to tout this like capitalist free market bullshit. Yeah, right. It's all great white sharks now. Like there is no competition anymore.
Yeah.
All the competition has been sufficiently digested at this point. Like they're all gone.
You're right. Going back to, let's say, 2009 and like the bailouts that had to happen for the banking industry and the auto industry and the airlines.
Yep.
Originally, government said no. Right. Originally, Congress said, we're not going to bail you out. It's not in the interest of the American people.
Somebody will replace you.
Yes. And then overnight, someone had a conversation with Congress and was like, hey, if you don't bail us out, we're not going to give you all money.
And then magically,
we had the TARP program,
yep,
which Elizabeth Warren was put in charge of, but with zero authority. She wasn't a senator at the time. She was just a Harvard professor on bankruptcy law. And they asked her in an interview, what happened to all the TARP money? She's like, I'm not allowed to know.
We don't know.
So, like...
It's just gone, okay? It's just gone. The money can't be here right now.
I would say that is one of the biggest signals that American government wasn't being run by its representatives anymore. It was being run by the companies who needed money from the government to live.
And I think that was kind of like that was the canary in the mine, right? Like, will the government come in and prop up one piece of an industry versus another? Like a lot of people had to just like give it on up and just join other people because there was no the regulations weren't structured in a way to help and to foster like where's Pontiac? Yeah. Where's Oldsmobile? Yeah, some of their cars weren't great, but they also were actively getting denied all of the government contracts that Ford was getting. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it's easy to be the best one when you get all the customers or all the free customers.
And I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that, you know, free market capitalism is all fine and well until you need money from the government to bail out your company because you sucked for so long.
And I think at that point we're officially an oligarchy.
Yeah. You either want free market capitalism and the invisible hand of the market will guide you and companies live and die by that.
Yeah.
Or you want some form of socialism for your businesses because in case you're, let's say, Bank of America and you badly over leveraged yourself on these mortgages that fell through and you need money because you did a lot of shit you shouldn't have done, you want government to bail you out.
And no one went to jail for that.
Not one person.
That's crazy. Crazy. What do we think? Like 30,000 people lost their houses at least?
Millions. Remember, Jim Cramer said millions of people are going to lose their homes.
Oh, well, there you go. And that's perfectly acceptable in this current system.
Do you have a Jim Cramer button?
Me? Jim Cramer button.
Bill Poole is a shame! He's shameful!
I forgot what it was. That's hilarious.
This isn't... I just want to push this button.
They're calling her Rhino Taylor Green.
Such a good dig. Speaking of rhinos.
What do you think of...
Hey, that's my senator.
Elon Musk, perhaps?
No, not him. Who he's talking to.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's my senator.
Hi, Tim, Senator. Senator Kane.
No, it's Senator Murphy, goddammit.
Nope, Mr. Kane.
Visible advisor doing 2 Heil Hitler salutes last night at the president's televised rally.
No, Elon Musk did not do those salutes. I was not at the...
Elise Stefanik.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Trump's ambassador, supposedly, to the United Nations.
Yes, he did.
He sure did.
Yes, he did. Don't say that. He did do that. You're lying when you say that he didn't, because he did do that.
At the president's televised rally.
No, Elon Musk did not do those salutes. I was not at the rally, but I can tell you I've been at many rallies with Elon Musk, who loves to cheer when President Trump says we need to send, our U.S. space program to Mars. Elon Musk is a visionary. I'm looking forward to his work in DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and look forward to looking how we can be more efficient and effective. But that...
Like, how do you sleep at night?
Calling a government agency DOGE is the most unserious thing that you can do.
Oh, and I'm just calling it the government efficiency thing because I'm not going to like it's named that to promote their coin.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to call it that.
It's first of all, it's not an official department of the government.
Right.
Is
it in the budget?
It's not in the budget.
Yeah.
Congress hasn't approved it.
So then it's not real.
So it's just Elon having playtime with the government, with like pretending that he's in charge of something.
Oh yeah. Oh, R.I.P. to Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, poor Vivek. He's gonna run for the governor of Ohio now.
Yeah, and lose.
Yeah.
That is simply
Still brown, homie.
not the case. And to say so is the American people are smart. They see through it. They support Elon Musk. We are.
They see through it.
They see that it is the thing. He did do the thing.
What do you mean?
He did the thing.
Well, you can't trick the American people, Tim, with their eyes.
Certainly, you couldn't trick 74 million people into voting for you, even though.
Yo, but if he can get them to believe that that wasn't a Sig Heil, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. We're just that's a wrap.
Proud to be the country of such successful entrepreneurs. That is one of our greatest strengths.
If she was any kind of woman, she'd Sig Heil right now. Just right in the middle of the thing.
Yeah,
no, this is a Sig Heil.
If I was Senator Murphy, I'd be like, all right, if you don't believe that's what he did, you do it.
Right. Can you
do exactly what Elon did?
That's what everybody should do. We should call AOC. And be like, yo, every time somebody's like, hey, can you demonstrate what Elon did if it wasn't a thing? Can you just show me with your arms? Just show me real quick.
I heard some people say that it was like, it's like my heart goes out to the crowd sort of thing. And then someone on, I think TikTok was like, well, if he was doing the my heart goes out to the crowd salute, it would be touch your chest and then hand up, palm up. You're saying my heart goes out to you.
Or maybe both arms. Maybe he's got a big heart.
Maybe both arms, yeah.
Spread it to the whole crowd.
But doing the palm down and just going straight armed with it, that's...
You could really see his form when he did the reverse angle and he went to the back of the crowd. I was like, oh yeah, that is that one. Yeah, that one is. If the first one had like a shady angle, the second one you can for sure see with like the little hand tilt thing. Yeah, I told you, dude, he was in a full-on fantasy, and they were chanting his name and calling him the Fuhrer, and then like the light came in, and then he did it, and then like he woke up.
Yeah, he imagined himself in one of those Hugo Boss uniforms.
Yeah.
Strengths as Americans.
Let me share with you what a few Americans have said about it. Evan.
Why is she mad? He asked. Look, she's like, got to answer your damn question. Like, why are you mad about that?
Kilgore, a right-wing political commentator, wrote on X, holy crap, did Elon Musk just Heil Hitler at the Trump inauguration rally? This is incredible. We are so back. Andrew Torba, who's the founder.
Said that? Dude, this country is fucking wild.
Twitter has it's 4chan.
4chan.
4chan has hit the surface. It has touched the drinking water. There's 4chan. I repeat, there is 4chan in the drinking water. The stream has been contaminated.
Saying we are so back because Elon did that salute is just wild. It's crazy. It's bananas.
It is. Scandalous. I don't get to use that much.
Right-wing Christian nationalist social platform Gab said incredible things are happening as he amplified the visual. The Proud Boys chapter.
Pause it for 1 second. Chris Murphy, why are you on Gab?
Yeah, dog. How you know?
How you know about Gab?
Shit, no, I was homegirl behind him. That's his assistant. That's his intern.
Yeah, look at her. She's like, "Yep, that was me."
I was on there. She had a Peacemaker 420 blazing account too. Doing counter ops. Counter Intel Pro, baby.
In Ohio, posted the clip on a Telegram channel with the text "Hi."
Now Telegram, that is some racist shit.
Yeah, use Telegram. You know it's a scam.
Trump, a chapter of the white nationalist group White Lives Matter, posted it on.
And the fact that y'all had to gentrify the name and couldn't come up with your own shit is the most disrespectful part.
Yo, white supremacists are a new one. They're so unoriginal.
Yeah, so front door too. Like,
because they use AI.
That's what we're closing with.
Telegram. Thanks for hearing us, Elon. The white flame will rise again. I could keep going. Over and over last night, white supremacist groups and neo-Nazi groups in this country rallied around that visual. Does it concern you that those elements of the neo-Nazi and white supremacist element in the United States believe that what they saw last night was a neo-Nazi salute?
Pause it. What do you want to say her answer is?
It wasn't a salute.
I'm going to say that it doesn't surprise her, and she's fine with it.
She's just going to be like, it wasn't a salute, so I don't even know how to answer. What are you talking about? I didn't see it. I just told you I didn't see it. So
I wasn't there.
I wasn't in the rally, but I've been to a lot of other rallies, and those rallies take place in the United States. The United States loves that. Like, they're just so stupid. Howdy, partners.
What concerns me is these are the questions you believe are most important to ask to the UN ambassador. I have a very strong record when it comes to combating anti-Semitism. We just had a historic election where President Trump earned historic support from American voters because of his strong leadership combating anti-Semitism, which has been a
anti-Semitism. We didn't think of that card.
Wild thought. She's going to have to interact with the German ambassador at some point. And he's going to be like, yeah, no, that was a Hitler thing. Like,
Tim, I don't know if I'll pull a video for you. There's a reason why Elon has Mega, which is his new project. Did you hear about Mega?
No.
That's Make Europe Great Again.
Oh my God. But like,
it's metastasized.
The German ambassador is going to be like, yeah, Elon's a Nazi. Like, how do you not get that?
I don't know. The Nazis are on the rise.
Scourge across the country, skyrocketing since October 7th. So I intend to bring moral clarity to this position.
And also, I want to make it perfectly clear, there are a lot of white supremacists that are anti-Semitic and pro-Israel.
Which is just wild.
Well, they don't want Jewish people here.
Yeah, put the Jewish people back in Israel.
They want all of them over there, away from here, because they hate them and they think that they control everything and that they're going to great replacement theory them. Like, so careful who you think is, being all, I care about Jewish people, and that's why like. Sometimes the Venn diagrams line up in such a way that you end up with people that you don't want anywhere near you trying to support you. You know what I mean?
Ben Shapiro's one of those people.
Exactly. He does not care about Jews in America. He cares about Israel.
Yeah, he makes a very distinct distinction between ethnic Jews and religious Jews.
Right.
And he's like, the people who are not ethnically from Israel are the only true Jewish people. And anyone who's Jewish that's not from Israel, they're not really Jews. They're Jews in name only, or whatever his nonsense is.
So, just so y'all know.
Across the country, skyrocketing since October 7th. So I intend to bring moral clarity to this position and continue to speak out as a voice, as a beacon of light, condemning anti-Semitism at the United Nations, which is representative of President Trump's record and President Trump's promises that he made on the campaign trail.
You are right. These are the questions I choose to ask because I think that your work and the administration's work on anti-Semitism only comes with real impact and credibility if it holds both right and left accountable. I simply don't believe that if a member of the squad made that same gesture last night, that there wouldn't be comment.
Ooh, which one of the squad would do it?
Ilhan Omar.
I was going to say Rashida. I'm like, Rashida kind of wild. She might throw it.
Rashida Tlaib. Yeah, maybe. Definitely not AOC. I don't think AOC would go anywhere near that. Yo, can you imagine, like, either one? Either Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib.
She's got her hand on the Quran and then she's just Allah Akbar. They would freak out. They would freak out.
They wouldn't know what to say. Their brains would break.
Just explode.
Commentary from you and others. So I want to make sure that our work has credibility, and credibility comes with calling anti-Semitism and anti-Semitism behavior out when it comes from both the right and the left.
Well, Tim, it's time for our last topic.
Okay.
I'll let you kick it off with your story about AI.
Okay, so I want to first apologize to Mikey Famine because I've teased him about AI for a while.
Yes.
And it was really only in teasing that I did that. I don't.
But them's the breaks.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
I am wrong and I'm sorry and I am wrong. Or I was wrong.
you get a Liz Truss.
Yeah.
Sorry, and that I have made mistakes.
I have made mistakes. So, before I was like 75% in agreement with Mikey. I think AI is wholly destructive to culture. I think it steals things and just repackages them as other things. I've watched the 2 AI episodes of Some More News and agreed with all of it. This past weekend,
including
I went to
Scorpio Patriot.
I went to a leadership seminar for Rotary International. I'm a Rotarian. It's a nonprofit organization.
Far out, dude.
Yeah. That we do a lot of fundraising and scholarships and helping people, and I work at a soup kitchen like twice a year. And every year at this leadership seminar, we go through a bunch of nonsense. It's like how to get more people into your club and how to, keep membership high and how to raise money. And here's some cool fundraising ideas and stuff like that. This year, one of the seminars that we all went to was how to leverage AI to better your Rotary Club. And I was shocked and appalled at the way that they wanted to use AI to better our marketing and fundraising and all that stuff. And I am not the average age of a Rotary member. Most Rotary members are like near retirement or retired. They're people with money and time to devote to doing charity work, essentially. And I could tell that everything that this AI expert was telling the audience was like way over their heads.
Nah, man, they got it.
No, most of them were like, ooh, ah.
No,
oh,
right,
that's
right.
So cool.
Right. I got to get upstream. I get it.
And so one of the prompts he gave, or one of the ideas he was like, you can use AI to map out your marketing strategy for your Rotary Club for an event. Let's say you have a charity dinner and you want to have AI do your social media or whatever. So he put in this ridiculously long prompt that was like 2 paragraphs long. And he was like, everyone take a picture because you can use this. They're not going to use it. They don't know how.
They're still trying to open their cameras.
And he used ChatGPT, and ChatGPT came up with this like ridiculously long calendar of things that you could do for social media for your event. And I was like, but that's someone's entire job.
Correct.
That's like a committee that does that. Like Rotary has a lot of committees for different things. So that's like, let's say that's your public image committee who does that.
Right.
Well, don't need those guys anymore. Fuck them.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish it. Then I want to stomp on the guys that do those courses, but don't let me forget.
Oh yeah. And the most disturbing part to me, and I told this to Mikey before we went on air, was that he's like, you could also use AI to, you could have a podcast for your Rotary. And then he played 5 minutes of an AI generated podcast about the goals of Rotary International. And I was appalled.
Disgusted.
And disgusted. And I was like, oh my God, that's not how people talk. So it had like a male voice and a female voice, and they were talking, and there was like parts where they're laughing at what the other person, the other robot is saying.
You're already
And,
falling
like,
for it, Tim.
The thing that I thought that was most off-putting and seemed most like audio uncanny valley was that they weren't interrupting each other. You know how when you get a couple of people together on a show, especially like over Zoom or whatever, and you interrupt each other. That's how humans are.
Crosstalk.
There was zero crosstalk. And I was like, this is really off-putting. This is not how humans interact.
It is how the humans interact.
They didn't have a very robotic voice. Like, they sounded like they could be people.
I'm walking here. Yeah.
Their mannerisms, and the laugh was creepy. The laughs were creepy.
Yeah.
Their mannerisms and the fact they didn't interrupt each other and they had like perfect diction and speech was just off-putting. And I, after that seminar, there were like 2 more seminars left in the day. I was like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm done. I was like, this is not worth my time anymore. Rotary, the charity organization, does not need fucking AI. It's a charity organization for like my town. We don't have a huge budget. Like, we're not going to go out there and spend all this money on AI.
And there you go, Tim. And that is the real like underlying scheme of AI. Like, the dangers are all, I've already discussed those at nauseum. But the problem is it's easily marketed to people who are too busy, who have a budget that is going to shrink. So what's your budget? Oh, it's $5,000. This kid is literally like, you know what I'm saying, just giving them scripts to write, and it's supposed to work for them. But they will sacrifice, you know, if their budget's $5,000 for marketing, they'll give this guy $2,500 to just give them some bullshit AI thing.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a fucking a genius business entrepreneur, motherfucker. These people are not getting served, and everyone's dumber for the experience. Like, it's a waste. Just like that, like, well, I won't say too much, but someone told me that they're trying to implement like a VR kind of training thing for equipment at this place. Oh, so you don't want to pay the trainer.
Right.
That's what that is. Like technology has its places and it has its utilities. But sometimes you need another human. You have to have another person there. That you can't skip it. And these guys are going to just be fucking rolling around, you know, with their carpet bag, you know, with their fucking box of tonics and tinctures to fucking sell people. And that it's really problematic. And same thing with like editing work and stuff like that. Yeah, this AI thing can edit your shit in 58 seconds. Cool. That was somebody's job, and they would do a good job and make sure that your nuance was captured and all the nope, just let the AI do it. It doesn't matter. Well,
yeah, especially when it comes to, I mean, the creative things, like going back to the podcast, like if you and I did the same podcast with the same topics, it would have actual opinion instead of just, well, this AI looked up everything that has to do with Rotary International and what its goals are, and it's just going to regurgitate that over and over. That was another thing. It was a very repetitive podcast.
Yeah.
They just said the same basic thing over and over. And I think that one of the things that AI does is sort of rob creativity from things because, you know, like I said, use AI to edit a video or something, you're not going to get any sort of artistic intent behind what the AI is doing. It's just going to spit out what you told it to spit out.
In a way that you can't distinguish that it's the same thing.
Right.
So it's, you know what I mean? It's just far off that you can't tell. MH Kara in the chat says interaction is the main problem. That's why it needs more people to get involved with it. No, it needs none interaction. Like, I wish that people would build these models. Like, one of the only places that I think it's a good thing for would be in certain sciences. Like if you take the James Webb and you point it at the Hubble Deep Field, you know, and it's going to see like 100,000 galaxies and all this shit. you can teach it to name them, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
They give it footage or they give it stills, and they say, okay, name all of these different objects and sort them by the luminosity. That's this and that. Okay, that's useful. That's what it would be useful for, because there's like 100 gazillion stars, and there's physically no way for us to do it. People can write their own fucking business proposal. Like, we can't just offload our brains for all mundane tasks.
And it's become so ubiquitous now. You know, like there's a Meta AI, there's Google AI, there's one on fucking Instagram, you know, that is like, I encountered this the other day. I set up a website mostly by myself for my personal chef business, and I made a post about it on Facebook, and Facebook's like, let us write the post. I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I would rather write it, because it's not in my voice as a writer. If I don't write something, that's not in my voice. How am I supposed to like back that up?
Call my big daddy. What you back that thing?
But like, I've done so much like comedy writing and other writing that like, and I've read so many books. It's like, oh, use your writer's voice. What's your voice? Especially as like a comedian. And if AI is doing that for me, it's not my voice.
Or how about I just take all of the stuff that all the content of you I can find, and then I just train my AI, my LLM, large language model, LLM, and I just train it on you. So then now I can get that really the essence of Tim without Tim, because Tim's very expensive.
Tim is very expensive.
But it's not expensive for me to just scuff all of his shit and then train my model on it.
I think it might be more expensive at this point, I think it might be more expensive for you to train an AI on me, because I'm pretty free at this point. So
just ask nicely.
But yeah, I mean, and then the thing that was most telling at the end of the presentation, the cybersecurity expert who was running this thing said, oh, by the way, don't believe everything ChatGPT tells you, because it's wrong.
So why are we using
lying to you?
Any of your shit?
Right. And then he was like, and don't give any of these AIs any information that you wouldn't want them to keep forever. It's like, be careful about what information you're telling them. It's like, great. So you're just giving this shit to these AIs, and they're going to regurgitate it to you. And now they have your information.
I mean, we were just talking about the oligarchs. Like, they have all the physical land. Like, they control all the factories. So now, if we could just get people's intellectual property. So, I mean, don't give it up. Keep it. Hide it. Paint it on physical things. Record songs and put them on a record. Put them on a cassette. Put them on a CD.
And
keep some analog shit around.
One of his main points was like, you got to have data to do all this. Like, you got to have you need data on like your donors or your events or whatever. You got to have data, because data is king. And it's like, isn't that kind of gross though? Like, isn't that really bad for you to like give this data to whatever algorithm on whoever, on your donors, or like the people who attend your events, or your club in general? Like, we have like 50 members. We're going to give the AI all of our data so it can spit out like who's going to give us the most money. Like,
right.
That's gross.
It's not in the spirit of the thing.
It's not. It was a very corporate speech about like how businesses are using AI and we should all use AI all the time. The guy was like, I talk to my AI in the car and we have conversations. I was like, ugh. I don't want to fucking talk to a robot in my car.
Dude, just drive the fucking car, all right? Just get from A to B, all right? We don't have to fucking...
Yeah.
I can't let you turn left, Hal. What?
There's a book I got maybe last year or 2 years ago. What was it called? The Age of Surveillance Capitalism. And it's all about how money is being driven by data.
Yeah.
And how, like, for example, if you have a Ring doorbell or whatever Amazon product that is surveilling you at this point,
Mine's out in the garage.
It's collecting data on you all the time, whether you want it to or not.
Even if you turn the mic off?
Even if you turn the mic off, it'll do whatever
When
it can get from you. Yeah. And Amazon, or AWS is the company that Amazon created to analyze data. AWS takes that information and then it creates a profile of you, and then that profile is sold to companies so they can target ads just to you.
So when you're talking about spatulas, grill, spatula, grill, spatula. Now all of your asses are going to have fucking grill equipment and like patio furniture and spatulas in your fucking, like, that will be in your Facebook advertisements because I said it out loud, because that's how it works now.
And how, like, all of your apps on your phone are, even like the dumb apps that you wouldn't even consider, are gathering data on you. They're gathering data on you.
Why?
So that they can use that data to sell it. They just want to sell your information to another company to advertise for you. That's the whole game. Is companies are collecting data. They're entire companies. That's their entire business models. They collect data on you and they sell it to other companies for advertising, or whatever.
MHM Billy in the chat is like, who's culpable if the AI F's up? And that's the other thing. Aside from the F ups, like let's say it like lies about something, or it gets something wrong, or gives people bad information. What about my fucking intellectual property that's been scuffed? I want my cut. And if it's been programmed on 1,000 artists, how do you split that? Like how do I get my inspiration that it's stolen out of it, or to get compensated for it using it? And then that has been a thing where people are being paid to upload tracks into an AI database. Never in a fucking million years, bucko. You'll never get my shit.
And to respond to MH in the chat, the problem with profiling is that I'm not getting paid for my data to be used. They're taking it from me for free and using it to sell me more things. They're not saying, "Hey, give us your data and we'll give you some sort of compensation." They're just taking it. And I know we all read or don't read the user agreements or whatever, but yeah, you sign the contract by using the product. I get it. It's just gross. Like, companies are profiting off of me by just simply taking my user data from whatever app.
Hey, Tim.
And
what if, let's say I'm a bad guy and I want to know, where the kids are. So I just, as a toy company, would like to know where the kids are. And Zuckerberg tells them.
Yeah.
I want to, I'm a white nationalist group. I want to know where the blacks are. I want to know where the gays are. Like, this data is problematic because they can get, when it starts getting targeted and then you start putting out posts to get feelers, and like it can be manipulated in ways that are bad.
Well, and for instance, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing.
Exactly.
Like, I'm in politics. Politics is entirely driven by data. They have, if you don't think that political databases don't have everyone profiled, you're wrong, because they do. They know when you vote and how you vote. And they know everything about you demographically. I've seen the databases. They exist. But it's all becoming way more capitalist than it was before. Everything is about how much data you're putting out and how much you can charge for the data that you're getting and who is it for and all that stuff. It's It's zero privacy. There's zero privacy. If you thought you had privacy, you don't. There's none. And the more smart tech you put in your house, the more data they can gather on you.
Yeah, why does my remote have a microphone in it?
So your remote can relay the data to your television, and then your television can send the data to, I don't know, Amazon.
Why does my TV need to be connected to the internet all the fucking time? 24/7.
There's no reason to have a smart microwave. I'm just saying.
Hey man, I need to be able to start my burritos from the driveway. I get hungry and I don't have time to wait. I'm busy. I have AI doing all my meetings for me.
I guess the real answer is they used to have to ask you personally what your opinions about things were. Like, have you ever been like in a focus group for a product for like $5 at the mall or whatever? Like, they used to have to ask you.
Tim, they never ask me. I would see the dudes with the clipboards. I was like, I could use $10. No, all right.
Well, Mikey,
I have an opinion.
there might be a reason why they didn't ask you.
Hey guys, it's just us in the mall. Everybody else left.
But now they don't have to ask you. They could just be like, well, you consented to this thing.
Right.
You didn't read the user agreement, but you clicked yes anyway. And now all the data that is on this app belongs to us, and we're going to sell it to whoever we want.
You know what the crazy thing is? It wouldn't be that bad if they paid taxes.
Yeah.
But they just they just find every loophole to just get literally free money forever. And they never going to pay their fair. It's like, that's the wealth gap.
Yeah.
You know, the data theft.
And circling back to, like, this is the genesis of all the AI stuff. You know, they feed the AI all of this information, and then, you know, it just regurgitates whatever answer it thinks you want. And, you know, it's just another way of using your data to monetize you, essentially.
Right.
We're being monetized. We want to be monetized on YouTube, but YouTube is monetizing us.
Yeah, we are monetized without compensation is what it is. That's the problem.
Like, we don't get to see any of it.
The lack of compensation means we have a lack of censorship. So you can't shut us up because you don't pay us, bitch. The people pay us. What year was the Great Depression? 2025. Thank you, Tons.
Man, Tons of Mice is on it today.
He's on fire. And he said, oh my God, Tim has seen the databases. The call is coming from in the house. The call is coming from in the house.
Oh, I mean, politics for the longest time has been driven on data. It's just not, it's not been the most precise data up until like the last 10 years. You know, those databases were usually only upgraded every like big election, every 2 or 4 years or whatever, because a lot of people don't vote in the smaller elections, so you don't get as much data. And that data had to be hand collected. You used to have to like knock on people's doors and be like, how are you going to vote? And then you would record it. But nowadays it's just, well, we know how you're going to vote, so we're not going to ask.
We can see in your brain. So we're going to watch this, Tim, and it's going to curdle your giblets.
My giblets are pretty curdled already.
Not yet.
Volt is available now for free. I recorded it from over $200,000 of different synthesizers and gear, and it all runs inside of a free plugin. If you want to check it out for yourself, you could find it with the link.
I'm not going to skip through his ads and shit like that. Venus Theory is such a cool dude. This is such a good video. We're going to pause it a whole bunch of times. Just go along for the ride, everyone. Just go along for the ride. You're in good hands.
Down in the description. I have a question for you. If you created a song using AI, who owns the copyright to that song? Is it you? Is it the AI platform that you made it on?
Also, I think we already passed the top of the hour a long time ago, but like if you haven't liked and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.
Yeah.
And the link to this video so you can sub to his channel is in the chat right now.
Is it nobody? Or is it the creator of the data that AI was trained on? Well, whatever answer you think you have, you're probably wrong. And I'm starting to get pretty worried that that's about to become a really big problem.
Okay, so he's being a little too dramatic for me. And my ADHD is kicking in. So let's go to here.
Thing you can do about it.
You.
If you're not familiar, when a copyright claim is filed on your video on YouTube, the monetization from that video is held in an escrow account. This means that nobody gets the money until this claim is resolved. In the case that you win, you're all good and you get the money. If you lose, though, the money for that video now goes to whoever made the claim.
Yo, why does the little fucking chalk man have a bag?
You could dispute this, but there can be massive consequences if you lose that dispute. You might get a copyright strike, or maybe even lose your channel altogether.
Facts. Which is why generally we like to stay away from certain things.
Yeah.
Long story short, Content ID is a fingerprinting system from Google that detects copyrighted content from the internet in its database. Using a variety of different services, you or anyone else could upload content to this database to have it tracked across different platforms so that if and when your copyrighted content is used without your permission, you are notified and in some cases compensated.
I have music that has Content ID, like stuff that I put out, like the EPs I put out on like Spotify and stuff. They've never let me know that anybody's been playing my music. Even me.
That's odd.
I've done it on stream a whole bunch. I was like, you know, I never got notified that some asshole was streaming my music.
That's pretty funny because I've streamed your music a whole bunch on my like Twitch and whatever. And
it's like my Deviant stuff, so probably not that stuff.
Oh,
I see. That stuff is just you get that because you're cool. But yeah, like my other stuff, like I literally played it on the stream and I was like, huh, I wonder why I'm not getting a check mark here.
Yeah.
Funny.
At its core, Content ID was designed as a good thing. It's there to protect your copyrighted works, and it's an extraordinarily powerful tool for copyright protection. The problem is, it can be pretty easily abused. So why does this matter exactly? There are no shortage of distribution services out there that someone could use to distribute AI-generated music and get it added to Google's Content ID database, so that anyone who uses it, or uses something that sounds enough like it to trigger the Content ID system to flag it, ends up getting to have their copyright claim filed, and if someone disputes it, it comes back to you to decide, nope, too bad, and away you go. Now, in fairness, most of these music distribution platforms will have some sort of safeguard that says, hey, before you upload this, you need to check this box that says it wasn't AI generated, or you need to check this box that says it doesn't use any commercial loops or samples that might trip other people's songs up because that's not fair and yada yada yada. But there's literally nothing preventing you from just clicking the right boxes and uploading it anyway, even though it's a clear violation of that platform's terms of service. So that's exactly what I did.
Yo, now we're to the meat. The diabolical meat.
Before we get any further into the weeds, though, we should probably take a quick refresher here on how copyright works when it comes to music. Because even if you're just a human making human music for other humans and you have no interest in AI whatsoever, these same things that protect your copyrights as a person are the same things that make AI music such a nightmare and could even affect your music even if you've never used or have any interest in AI whatsoever. But we're gonna get into all that in a minute. Music copyright works on just a couple basic cornerstones. After you've written a piece of music, you own the copyright to it, and this is protected and determined by just a few key factors like the melody, the lyrics, if there are any, the distinctive structure and voice leadings, and other defining characteristics that identify that specific song against another one. Broadly speaking, the two key factors that determine a copyright dispute are substantial similarity, or if the average person would say the two songs are the same, and the idea of access, or if the person infringing on the rights of one song could have reasonably had access to hear the original and then copy it in some way.
And that's the problem with the dumbing down of like the creative arts by using AI. So when the AI generate pictures and all this stuff, like when there will come a day, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, where people won't be able to tell the difference, like for real. And then the art is gone. You know?
Determining the
and you can't just relearn from scratch how to like the beauty of art.
Outcome of one of these disputes really falls down to argument much of the time, and that's really the source of all of the did artist A really just steal artist B's song videos and lawsuits and all that we've seen about 1 billion times over by now.
Robots ain't got no rights.
Robots.
All this raises the ultimate question here. Does AI-generated music or content really have any sort of claim to copyright? And the answer is no. Kinda. Sorta. Maybe. Back in 2023, the US Copyright Office set out a few rulings for how copyright and AI-generated content works. Broadly speaking, AI-generated content has no ability to claim copyright protection and is not protected in any real way. However, they did say that if there is sufficient human authorship involved, then that work may...
Hold on.
What is that?
Hold
what
on.
does that mean?
Hold on. That's so loud. Billy, you have a wrench. Drop the link.
Be eligible for...
And then you said go back, what? Goddamn cat.
I said, what the fuck does that mean? Sufficient human authorship.
Protected in any real way. However, they did say that if there is sufficient human authorship involved, then that work may be eligible for copyright protection. This raises the all too important question, what exactly is sufficient human authorship? And the answer to that is nobody really knows, because this has never been challenged or taken to court where any precedent has been set. And at least at the time of making this video, this means that we are still in the Wild West hellscape of AI-generated content and its copyright protection eligibility, and it's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets any better. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, I was offered a pretty significant amount of money to promote some other AI platform that claims it's offering a robust set of monetization tools for AI creators, specifically so that they can start grifting money off the internet with all this AI music slop garbage. The core of the problem here starts to emerge when you think about not just how AI music is generated, but also how copyright works with music in general, as we discussed earlier. These AI models are trained on databases of music, but almost none of them have clearly stated where exactly these databases were sourced from. In one rare and particularly troubling insight, back in August of 2024, the co-founder of Suno admitted that their models are trained on music they sourced from the open internet. The open internet, as you can probably guess, is just the internet at large, and this means that any music out there on the surface web was considered fair game by any platform that trained on it.
How?
Yeah, wow.
That is theft.
Consider my giblets curdled.
This is also why the RIAA opened up legal complaints against several major AI music platforms, claiming that the platforms were trained on the music of artists without their consent. The argument here largely falls down to a thought experiment in the world of AI content creation, commonly referred to as the Chinese room experiment. To put it very simply, if you put...
I don't know, man. Sounds racist. Yeah, that just sounds racist.
A person in a room where they saw some Chinese symbols and all they had were some rules and a data set to reference to create a response that is accurate and makes sense, they could then output some kind of response based on the input. On the outside, it would appear that whoever is in the box clearly speaks fluent Chinese, when in reality, they're just referencing some rules that they have to formulate a response without any idea what that response actually means or implies. This is probably an easy way to see why AI-generated music is a real problem, especially when it generates something that's similar enough to an existing artist's work, and really why it's a problem that it exists altogether. Because AI-generated music has melody, lyrics, and voice leading, and the other general defining characteristics that we classify as a piece of music, technically, it meets all the same requirements that human-created music does to qualify for copyright protection. Now, this in itself could be a whole video deep dive rabbit hole, so we're just gonna kind of have to move on here for the sake of time. But hopefully that makes sense as to why AI causes so many problems for copyright and music. Because whatever it creates, in theory, all it would take is someone to then upload that to a service like Content ID to cause a whole lot of headaches and problems for the rest of us.
I stole my own music with AI.
To test all this out, I ended up going on Suno and asked it to create some music that sounds like me. And of course, there are now protections against asking it to imitate certain artists, but by engineering the prompt a little bit, and with a little bit of trial and error, I was actually able to get pretty damn close to my own tracks. This is something that a lot of artists and labels are upset at, especially when you see that there are entire websites or forums dedicated to prompts that you can use to emulate a specific artist's sound. You may have seen this cropping up on different streaming services where people have used AI to imitate a specific artist's style and then released tracks or albums under that artist's name, trying to get some money out of it. One streaming platform, Audius, even touts this as a feature and actively encourages artists to allow people to rip off their music. Now, in fairness, and I guess in the interest of playing devil's advocate a little bit here, you can say that all music can be broken down and classified with things like genre and instrumentation and arrangement and whatnot. This isn't that big of a deal. However, when you consider that musically speaking, all it takes to cause a problem here is for one thing to sound enough like another thing. And in this case, it's an AI-generated thing versus a human thing, but the AI-generated thing was told to generate something that specifically sounds like this specific human. If that human makes more music or uses a melody that sounds similar to the AI thing, and the creator of that AI thing uploaded that result to a service that adds it to Content ID, that's gonna start causing a lot of headaches for everybody.
Yeah, what if someone's Mikey Famine AI gets to the Content ID before I do?
Right, yeah.
Anything that I put out will sound like his. And I'll be stealing it. Because it's his.
What would a Mikey Famine AI be like?
Oh, we don't have time to go into that dark ring of hell.
Oh, what if someone trained an AI on Mikey Famine?
This all becomes even more of a nightmare when you
I won't be able to kill it. It'll be too perfect and beautiful.
Understand that some services also offer ways to upload a clip of audio to base a result on. This in particular creates a really unique problem for musicians and labels and anyone running a music catalog going forward, because when you take into account something like licensing, let's say, where someone wants to use your song in a TV show or a video game or a movie trailer or something, and they decide for some reason that they don't want to license it from you because they can't afford it or they don't want to or whatever, all they would need to do is take a clip of your song and upload it to one of these AI services that features a reference audio input function and then generate something based on that that's legally different enough, maybe, to circumvent the need to license it from you. As an example of this, check out these two clips. I uploaded a clip of one of my original songs and then used the AI reference audio function to generate something different.
This is my shit. Hey Billy, that thumbnail was sick. I thought
Yeah, that thumbnail was good.
I looked awesome.
Now that really sucks, because I guess you could say that's different enough to not technically be the same thing, and that would mean whoever uses that is free and clear to do so. And In theory, if they released the soundtrack for whatever that went into and decided to copyright it, I could be infringing on their copyrights, maybe to some degree. Or if I write more music in the future, I could be infringing on my own copyright of their maybe copyright because I wrote music that sounded too much like me.
Right.
And unfortunately, there are no real protections against this either. Even though platforms like Suno will claim that tracks that are using copyrighted works or have vocals detected are stuck as being private or cannot otherwise be downloaded, you could simply record the output of a free tool like OBS and then use it and be on your merry way.
There you go.
Yeah.
As a reasonable human being, you would probably hope and pray that siphoning money off of creators using AI-generated content and copyright claiming them would be way more work than it's really worth. But the truth is, it's actually really easy, and it's not even that expensive to get started. So I did it to myself, and it took me less than 20 minutes. I went onto an AI music creator, I generated some stuff with a free account, I downloaded the track and then slapped it underneath some footage of me talking, and then uploaded that to my alternate YouTube account. Then I created an account with a music distribution service. I uploaded that AI-generated track, created an account with a music distribution service. I uploaded that AI-generated track and paid the fee for Content ID. All said and done, this took me about 15 minutes and cost me roughly $30. And wouldn't you know it, a little while later, I got a notification that my video was copyright claimed by me for using my AI-generated track. Now, you might be sitting there pretty fucking horrified thinking, why is there no enforcement for any of this? And the unfortunate truth is, there kinda can't be. With the service I used to upload the music, even though I was in clear violation of their policies for submitting this to Content ID, all I had to do was just check the right boxes and it was uploaded and submitted with no questions asked. On YouTube's end, after disputing the claim on my own video that prompted this whole video, YouTube's response was simply that they're just not in a position to determine or enforce any of this, and it's just a matter of too bad, so sad, better luck next time, sucks to be you. This means that the only real way for me to take this any further to resolve the dispute would be to go out, hire lawyers, take all of this to court for what would inevitably be a very long and pointless and expensive legal battle just to prove the point to YouTube that this was AI generated and shouldn't be eligible for copyright protection through systems like Content ID. Ultimately, this means that there's no real protection and no real enforcement. So if I decided to sit down and make a bunch of AI-generated music slop and upload that to a bunch of free background music for YouTube video websites that are popular, and then I decided to start claiming people through Content ID, well, they're f***ed. It probably goes...
So if I get, you know, Mr. Beast or anybody, if they use any piece of my broken-ass, fake-ass music, it's mine now. All that's mine now.
Yeah.
Theft, y'all. These are theft tools. It's just theft.
Without saying that the implications of this and how far-reaching they are is extremely troubling, to put it lightly. If you're a musician, in theory, if your music you wrote sounds too similar to a track that someone else made with AI and then they decided to add their track to Content ID, you could get claimed. If someone likes your music, but they can't afford what you're asking to license it, or just don't want to bother asking to license it, they could just rip it off using the audio input functions of some of the more popular platforms. And if the results sounded similar enough, who knows? Maybe now you're infringing on their copyrighted works because the next song you wrote sounded too much like you. If you're a content creator, if you use any AI-generated music in your videos, all it would take is for the creator of that AI track to add it to Content ID, and now you are magically violating their copyrighted work. If you don't use any AI music, but you use music that sounds close to something that someone generated with AI, they could probably claim that as well, and you'll likely lose, because YouTube, a literal multi-billion-dollar corporation, has absolutely no way to enforce or determine the rights to anything, and well, it just sucks to be you. This is all a giant nightmare, and you might be asking, what can we do about any of this? And the unfortunate answer is not a whole lot. Until we modernize copyright laws and some of these cases of AI-generated content copyright claims and such are taken to court.
All right, dude, your music is like crushing my ears right now.
Yeah.
Court and precedents are set to establish new laws to keep up with the pace of technology, we're kind of doomed. And unfortunately, the reality of that is, even if one country decides a certain thing, international laws could vary and you still could be just as liable somewhere else as you are where you are now. Even if you're a creator who's not using AI-generated music in your videos, or you're a musician who's not using any kind of AI to create your music, you're still just as liable to respect the apparent magical copyrights of anyone who craps out a bunch of AI garbage and decides to hit the magical Content ID button. The frustrating and short truth of it all here is that it's probably going to take a while before any of this gets resolved, and it's probably ultimately just going to be resolved in favor of whoever has the most money to throw at the problem.
It's not me. I don't have any money.
So just when you thought things were at their absolute worst, it's worse than it. I tried to tell you. I told you so. I told you guys it was bad.
That is way more convoluted than I thought it would be.
And this was 2 months ago.
Yeah. Well, Congress is never going to catch up on copyright laws. Like, they just don't know.
No. Well, it's because they're all 7,000 years old.
Yeah, they don't have any clue about how copyright laws should be, and from what I hear, Trump is going to embrace the whole tech bro AI cryptocurrency thing. So,
which is literally like as doofy as RFK is with medicine, Trump is the same way with money. Like, he falls for everything. Like, he probably spent billions of dollars on fucking Home Shopping Network, you know, and GCQ and all that shit. Like, he falls for everything. Anytime somebody tells him something is the best, it's like, oh, I gotta have that. Oh yeah, give me one of those. That's the best. I gotta have that. That's the best. Like, he falls for every fucking scheme there is, which is why he thought he could scheme everybody else. Once finding out him had been scammed.
Yeah. Well, like I said, these people, they don't know. They're not on the cutting edge of these ideas, and it's going to take Congress, I don't know, 15 years to catch up to today.
If we're lucky.
Our copyright laws were woefully inaccurate before AI, so I can't imagine them catching up anytime soon.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're getting donations from people and just kind of go along and get along, everybody. Just relax, it'll be fine. Like, just like Nancy Pelosi's just really good at stock guesses. Just really good.
Yeah, like
really good luck on the trading floor today.
During that AI presentation that I thought through, that I sat through, the only thing that I really thought was, wow, I hope we get UBI real soon, because everyone who's ever had a marketing degree or a business degree, get the fuck out. Because they're going to use AI to replace as many people as they can.
Yes. And everyone's acting like the self-checkouts are going to take all the jobs. There is about to be an entire sector that is missing. Like, marketing is going to be missing.
Any marketing or analysis job.
Yeah, they're just gonna hand it off to some one kid who knows how to make algorithms for them to give them the answers that they want. Doesn't matter if they're true or not. Like, they're not going to do a better job with the AI versus having the people. They're just going to do a faster, cheaper job, which is all they care about.
Right. That's all they care about. Faster, cheaper, more productive. If they can include as few humans as possible.
Right.
I mean, that's what the recession in 2010 also offered. Businesses streamlined. They cut out as many people as they could, and then they went on. There's no hair off their back if they don't have as many employees. AI can do whatever.
Or in some of the warehouses and stuff like that, some of the robots that are kind of like picking their own products and loading their own boxes.
Yeah.
All right. When the fucking spider robots come up out of there and they just start grabbing everything perfectly out of its thing and placing it into a box, and then another robot picks up the pallet and wraps it perfectly and puts it into a self-driving truck. Like, I'm not sure what else you guys are waiting for. Like, you have to be mad by now. Like, what happens when the newspapers start using AI for the front page?
And that was the whole point of the writers' strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Yep.
Is the use of AI in writing and in background actors.
Right.
And I don't know if you saw, but I don't know if you saw because we watched it together. The AI generated commercials that Coca-Cola used for Christmas.
That was weird.
They are going to do everything they can to cut costs and be as unoriginal as humanly possible, considering that some of them are creative fields. And I really hope that, the government comes to its senses and says, well, I guess we need universal basic income because so many people don't have jobs now.
Well, I mean, when the plebeians destroy the internet, you know what I mean? Because it's the only way to kill the AI. Like,
that's another thing. There's so many places where it's like just dead internet, bots talking to bots, and you're the only person there.
Yeah.
Like, Twitter's full of that. Facebook is full of that. Fucking, there's so many sites now where it's just bots. You're just talking to bots. There's no real people.
Same thing with YouTube. Like I'll see like the lock picking lawyer, right? Like it'll be or I don't know. I don't want to say any like political people because it doesn't usually happen with them. It's usually some of like the more benign stuff, like Gilbert Arenas, the Gilbert Arenas podcast.
Yeah,
they have their podcast. They make their shorts and stuff like that. And you're scrolling through the shorts, and then I'll see another short, and it'll be Gilbert and Swaggy P and everybody, and they're talking. And then I look down in the bottom left, and it's not from their fucking channel. And it's got like the little captions, and it's zooming in, and it's got that same, like dramatic music and shit like that. So I click on the channel, and it's like John Smith, and then it's like 17 numbers at the end. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Huh.
I've seen that too.
I'll find one real quick.
There's comedians that I follow on YouTube, like Josh Johnson, and his videos will show up on my YouTube, but then like another channel will show up with his comedy in clips, and I'm like, well, and it's clearly a bot that's doing it because it's like, once again, the uncanny valley of things. It's not quite human that did it, but I'm like, well, I was gonna watch it, but clearly like this is a fucking bot doing this. I'd rather just go and watch it off of his channel because he's a person, and I'd rather monetize him than some bot.
Let's see.
But yeah, that's crazy stuff. I hope no one's doing that to us.
I mean, even if they were, I don't even know that we would be notified.
That's true.
Mute this.
But yeah, it's all, the whole AI thing is just one.
I think I found one.
One big void.
I got one. Fish on. Jace Mines. He has 4.11K subscribers. He has 21 videos. Let's see more about this channel. Any questions? Email me at this thing. Okay, seems legit. Look, he's got 4.7 million views, and he started this channel last year, year and a half.
Well, I know what we're doing wrong.
So take a peek here, and if you look, it is only the most famousest people you can imagine. And they've got the same little captioning here. The thumbnails are all very, very clickbaity.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most one. Here, let's check it
Toby's
out.
Workout.
What'd you do? You do special workout because when you finally turn.
So here you go. So this is the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Which this guy does not own.
Into Spider-Man, you're muscular as hell. Well,
that's AI.
How did that work?
I worked out for 5 months, 6 days a week, up to 4 hours a day.
And do you eat more food when you do that?
Had a nutritionist, and I was eating 4 to 6 meals a day, lots of protein.
No kidding. You did a great job. What'd you do?
So this is what they do. They give it a prompt. It finds the clip. It edits the thing for them, and they upload it. That's it.
Okay.
None of this is fucking real. Jace Mines is not a real fucking dude. Because look, there are no videos, bro. It's only these shorts. There is nothing else here. And if anybody's a fucking YouTuber, you know that you have some not so great videos and some pretty good videos and some I tried this one time videos. He has none of that since 2023. He has none of that. He only has these jaw-dropping, what is this one? Million views, 23K. Like, he only has these things. And this is the kind of content this Indian kid fucking makes. Well, this is an AI person anyway.
But yeah,
I mean? It's all fake. It's all fake.
Yeah, it's not great.
But there's tens of thousands of these.
Yeah, and at what point is it just the internet just bots talking to bots and people can just go away? Like,
yeah, we're getting pushed out is what it is. Like, and that's what when I get on my soapbox about AI and shit like that, this is what I mean. It's harder for our shorts to get into people's algorithm when they're constantly bombarded with this shit. It's the same boom, ba-dum, boom, but the same music, and then they put the titles up there and it flashes real quick and they throw in some AI shit to cover the gaps.
Yep.
I report this shit. I fucking I ding them for copyright. I fucking downvote them. Do not fucking make sure that you're watching shit from the original channel. Because the theft is
What'd you do?
real.
You do special workout because when you
real.
That leaves.
Yeah.
And there's, like I said, there's hundreds of thousands of these accounts.
Spades.
Here, I'll keep. I'll find another one here. I don't know what these shorts are gonna be, so that's why I don't want to put them up.
Yeah, I've run into a bunch of that actually.
Does this guy own Inside the NBA?
I don't think he does.
Is this his content? Same title, same it's all AI.
Yeah.
All of it. This guy looks like he does this stuff. Let's give his short a watch. And he only has 55 likes. Everybody go like this video. Like, this is what I'm saying.
He's playing that song with the metronome set to 100. That's crazy.
It's not that fast. Your normal dancing booty shaking song's about 120.
Well, I'm white, so I don't
You're
know
right.
about
You're
all
right.
that.
You're right. You're right. My bad. I'm insensitive to my non-melanated brethren sometimes.
All right, Mikey.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's like and subscribe on the channel.
Do it. Post yourself on here doing it.
Yeah.
Do it when you guys greet each other in public.
Do it.
Come on, have it be your thing. Own the lips.
Have it be your thing.
Right? Prove to us that it wasn't what we thought it was. Do it.
Just do it. Make your
do it.
dreams come true.
So I think if there's anything we learned from today's episode, it's don't do things that Elon does, and don't do AI. It's just bad.
Are we doomed?
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yes.
Patreon. That's it. We're screwed. Unless we fight.
Yeah. So join us tomorrow evening for Unboxed Politics.
That sounds like fun.
I'm gonna make Mikey watch just the worst videos I can find.
You know, I'm still feeling a little sick there, Tim.
Yeah.
Got a neuro thing.
It's okay. We'll all suffer together.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it. check out my SoundCloud.
Yeah, check out Mikey's SoundCloud. He's
Go
got
listen,
good music on
Go
there.
listen to some of my music. Get some human music in your body. Huh? Huh?
Huh?
Forget about it.
Have you ever been wrong? I was like, no.
Rowan is the best. All right, for real though, we're getting out of here. Bye.
Bye.